Hello everyone, my name is Vlad and welcome to my channel. I know I originally said I was going to try to make a video once per month. It's been 3 months since I made my last video and I'm really apologize for that. I've been very busy during the spring and summer working on a few festivals I'm involved in, but now I'm going to get back into it. I'm hoping to make a video at least once a month. So even though I've been very busy, I've been working very hard on my Lego projects, especially my expansion area, and that's why I want to show you today. I'm really excited by it because I really like the way it turned out, and I think it's really awesome, and I really love it, so I want to share that with you. So why don't we get started right now? Pretty happy so far with everything I've done. Nothing has changed in this part of the city. As I pan across, you can see the Sitcon Tower. Coming into view is downtown. I'm very happy with it so far. I do plan to make some changes, but for now I've been concentrating on my expansion area, and that's where we're slowly headed to. So coming into view is downtown, Center Street, and now we slowly come across the amusement park, which I've kept the same, my large roller coaster. And now you can see in the background there's a new addition. That's of course the double loop roller coaster, so we'll talk about that and what I've done there. That's what I'm really excited about in this video. And as you can see, my whole new area sits on Mills plates. So I've decided to do everything on Mills plates, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And we're going to take you on a little tour of that area right now. So first of all, my streets. This is go to one tile high curbs. I think it's just more realistic with the minifigures, and my drainage system that I showed in my previous video. And I'm using bricks for my roads instead of the Lego Mills plates. I think they seem to look a little bit better, in my opinion. And I can make the street lanes, crosswalks, and that anything I want, and parking areas, as you can see here. Here's the Dino Museum. That's the one that's on Rebrickable. I think it was really cool. And coming up, I have still not finished the all the greenery and the sidewalks. And this big plot of land is going to be my hotel and mini mall. And what is the hotel for? Well, it's because of the amusement park. So coming up right now in view is with a roller coaster, the double loop roller coaster, which I think is awesome. And I wanted to always put it in this corner. This whole idea that you're about to see happened because the coaster wouldn't fit in the corner. So what I did, instead of trying to make it fit and shorten the roads, as you can see how high it is, it's almost right to the ceiling. What I did with it is I put it above the road. So as you can see, the road goes into a tunnel and the roller coaster sits actually above it. So I think it looks really cool. Here's the road going underneath. So I got my own custom tunnel built. And then there's a crossroads, so that'll be connected to the hotel and mini mall. And you can see a lot of minifigures and some park benches, balloon vendor. And then it goes to a hot dog vendor and some benches and a pretzel place, and so the minifigures can get down to the second level, to the main floor. I have an elevator and I have a staircase right here. And I think this turned out really nice, and everything is on Mills plates, as I mentioned. It's totally modular, so I can take this all apart, and I'll show you that later on in the video. And then I also have done the side gorge. I've kind of made it complete. It's my underground railway. And then also what I have next to the kind of like the cliff edge off the coaster. And the coaster, if you're wondering, sits on a small table. And it sits on a custom Mills plate, which I will show you what it looks like later in this video. So this whole coaster can be just taken off as the original. And you notice the very tall trees in the back. It's kind of like signifies as kind of the start of the forest, so the edge of the amusement park. And then next to that I have a waterfall. I have a small little creek and a really big waterfall that the minifigs can enjoy, and that goes into a moat. And in that moat, I have the Disney Castle. I thought it turned out really nice with the moat. And if you notice, I'll back away a little bit from that. I have the moat multicolors, so it shows different depths of the moat. And the Disney Castle, it's another Mills plate. And it just sits right on there, and I can show you that too. So I can just take it right off of the original castle. Then in front of that, I have a little eating area. I have a little custom little place to eat. It's a pizza and a meat place. And then next to that is the little coffee place where you can buy coffee. And that was the kit, that was the giveaway kit, coffee kit that was included with as a promotion. And then there's a sidewalk, and it goes along the edge, and I've got a little edge of the cliff, and that stops there. But generally what would happen is this would continue on over here, because I wanted to make sure it connects to the rest of the park. So it keeps going here, which you don't see, and connects right here. I've made a new crosswalk on the roads that connects to the old ones. So basically, that's where the minifigures can go from the beginning of the park and through to the new expansion point. So that's right now what I've done with the amusement park. I've also got the small little Ferris wheel set up there in the corner, as you can see. So just for one more closer look at it, here, and I like the way I did my waterfall. I kind of used a lot of white elements to notice the white foam and the cliff area. It actually sits on two separate Mills plates, so this can be all pulled apart. And there you see the sidewalk and the bottom of the elevator, so those that can't climb stairs can use the elevator. And I think it looks really good, and I'm very proud of it. And let me know what you think about it. As you can see here, it is running. I have motorized it, so as it goes up, the coaster comes off. Let's move away a little bit so we can see the whole thing. And it works really well, even including when it's embedded in the Mills plate system. I'll try to see if I can follow it. There you go. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to remove this and what's so great about using the Mills plate system and how I've done this in sections. So to get at the Mills plates, I just take the facade, kind of the gorge facades off. I'll remove the clips that hold it. And I'll remove the first one here. I'll just zoom away a little bit here. That gets me to the edge one. So that one is removed. Then I'll get at this segment here. That just pulls out. I have to be careful. Just pulls right out like this. Now it's on hinges if you're wondering how I did that. And then that leaves this area here. And now what I can do is I can pull out the this Mills plate of my curved road, put it over here. Now as you can see, I can actually pull the whole tunnel off, because what I just do is take this one piece off, that kind of the facade. So that just fits over here like this. Just take it off. And then I can pull this whole thing, if you notice, I can pull this whole thing out now. Right now I have the small little ticket booth in the way of pulling it off, because if you notice the coaster moves, it's just sitting on just some finishing plates. So I can, but if I remove that there, I can move this whole thing straight out. And then if I want to, just to show you how I do my modularization, I can take the that and the balloon balloon bicycle, I can just take that out. And if you come over here, I can grab this here. And I'll try kind of with one hand holding the camera with the other. And I can move this whole segment right out. It's completely modular, as you notice, the Mills plate. I could pin it if I want to, but for the most part, I just pin if it's really critical. And there's my segment of the little mini food area, mini court. I'll just put it over here. And then you can see how I can just keep going and going. What I can also do is right here, I can pull this out too, straight out, move it out, so you can see the waterfall in the back, and now you can see the table it's sitting on. So that's just like that. And if I want to, I can pull this piece out. This place just sits on some jumper plates, the small Ferris wheel, and this area here sits on some jumper plates into the Mills plate, so I could pull this whole segment right off too if I wanted to. So I can disassemble entirely. As you can tell, that just took me a few minutes. So that's how I can take that apart. So why don't let me move a few things around and I'll show you how the castle comes off. And here you go. Here's the Disney castle off. Came off real easily. You just plucked it off. And here you can see the large Mills plate it's sitting on. I've kind of set it on top of the water, and I've used finishing pieces that I had lots of to basically have the castle sit on, and it sits on a few jumper plates. So you can see some of the jumper plates right here. There's a jumper plate right there, and there, there, and there, and that secures the castle in place. So this is basically like a large Mills plate, and that's how I did it. And if you're wondering about the roller coaster, that's done exactly the same way. So here, coming up, is some photographs. Here's the first photograph is of it on a Mills plate, and you notice the trees in the background. Here's one from the back side with the trees. I wanted to really make a kind of a lush forest, start of a lush forest, and I spent a lot of time putting plants there. I think it looks great. There's a little path for maintenance. And then here it is, taken off that Mills plate. So as you can see, the roller coaster is in its original form when you build the kit, and you can see it sits on a whole pile of finishing plates with some jumpers to keep it all intact. So it's really easy to take apart and disassemble it if I really need to. So as you can see right here, it doesn't take much to take it apart, and I can do the same thing with the small Ferris wheel. It just sits on some jumper plates. I can take it off, and I can take this whole plate right off and off the table. And that's my new expansion, and I love the Mills plate system. It allows me to be flexible. And literally after a few minutes, I have everything assembled. And oh, whoops, there's one tree there I forgot to put back over here. I'll put that back, and everything looks really good. Oh, I forgot to put the coffee cart back. I'll put that right back right now, because minifigures with their coffee in the morning would be really bad. There we go. Oh, on the other side of the lamp. Actually, let me just put it back. There we go. There, that person there looks really thirsty, and I would really don't want to deprive him of his coffee. So that's definitely. And I can put the balloon cart back too, the balloon cycle as well. Cycling away with the balloons. I'll put that over here. And that should be it. And I'll put the tree back a little later. But that's it. So that is my new expansion. I really love it. I just can't wait to work on the hotel. I think you're going to really like that. And the little mini mall. It's all going to kind of flow together. So I can't wait for that. And then as far as the other city, rest of the city I should say, I'll be working on converting it to Mills plates, so it's easy to manipulate and maneuver, and when there's new corner buildings or regular buildings come out, I can put them in. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's going to be probably my all-winter project. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really liked making that expansion. It's really been a treat for me, and hopefully you found it useful. I'm really in love with the Mills plate system, and I'm going to do my whole city as I mentioned. And if you liked what you saw or have any suggestions, please leave me some comments. I love reading comments and seeing what everyone has to say about it as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see future videos and be notified, please subscribe. Until then, have a great day.